Guys, welcome to this week's masterclass. We are talking about negotiation. And when it comes to negotiation, we are pretty bloody good at negotiating with ourselves. And when we give ourselves the opportunity to negotiate, we tend to pick the easiest option. And that's what this is about today. It's about not letting negotiations get to you, and it's about taking decisions off the table, essentially. So that's what we're looking at in more detail. And it's not a discipline problem. I think a lot of people feel that when they make decisions that aren't aligned with their goals, it's because they haven't got enough discipline or willpower. It's not, and we'll touch upon this again numerous times during this session today, but the decision making is the problem. And we can change that by making better decisions or systemizing decisions, right? First things first, we are bloody good at negotiating with ourselves. Honestly, all of us are. We could talk our way out of anything, right? Every single one of us are good at this, and we have this conversation numerous times every single day, every week, every month. It could be raining, you could be knackered, it could be you just saying, you know what, I'll go tomorrow, okay? You might have had a shocker of a day and you think, oh, I deserve that bottle of wine, right? I'm gonna start properly Monday. That's what I'm talking about here, those negotiation tactics all the time. This is the mad thing about it. Every one of those arguments is actually a valid one, right? Because we're always trying to think of ways to make ourselves feel better in the moment. Doesn't mean you're weak, doesn't mean you lack willpower. You're just very good at making a case for yourself to have an easy option, to take the easy route. And there's nobody there apart from you and your head that's going to argue back, is there? So we generally always take the easy route because it only ever goes one way. And have a think about it, right? You've never once negotiated yourself to do a workout and when you really can't be bothered to. Like, it's very rare that we do this. We're always talking ourselves out of it. Yes, you might actually do the workout, but your brain's constantly saying, no, don't need to do it, don't need to do it, right? This probably resonates with quite a few people here. You've never sat there at 6 p.m. and thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and talk yourself into going for a longer walk. Never really happens, does it? Generally only ever goes one direction, and that's the comfortable direction every single time. So it's not really a debate that you're having with yourself because the decision's already been made subconsciously. You're just dressing it up as something that you're trying to fight and trying to still think about. So hopefully all this is making sense so far. And I want you to look at when these decisions happen or when these moments happen, right? It's never going to be at 9 a.m. when you're fresh as a daisy, you're feeling great. It's at 6 p.m. when you're driving home and you don't want to go to the gym. It's at 9 p.m. you stood in front of the fridge and there's nothing there apart from chocolate or some Nutella spread or something like that, you know. It could be at 6 a.m. when your alarm goes off and your bed's nice and warm, it's cold outside and you press snooze. These are the kind of things that crop up most days. That's a big one. People snoozing the alarm, okay? So you're making your biggest decisions when you're least equipped to make those decisions, when you're not in a good place to make those decisions, right? Because you're tired, you're stressed, you're hungry, your brain is knackered. You cannot make good decisions when this is the situation. And nobody is going to win that argument against yourself when you're feeling like that. It's just your brain telling you you need to take the comfortable route. It wants to kind of download and be chilled. And that isn't going to help you, especially if you do it all the time, get to where you want to be, okay? So we should be starting to paint a little bit more of a picture about what we're trying to get at here. And like I said before, it's not a willpower thing. This is where everyone gets it wrong. People think they need to get better at winning the argument with themselves. You don't. You just need to stop having that argument. And if it's a decision, you talk yourself out of it. If it's already decided, there's nothing to discuss. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to get those decisions out of the way because they've already been made. And this is where systems come into it, okay? So a system is just decisions that you've already made. And I know I bang on about systems all the time, but I literally run especially my mornings, they are systematic. They are run as a system. Supplements, hydration, food, everything is run as a system. Gym, workouts, all that kind of stuff, right? And it's really important that we get this as part of your routine. So training is in the calendar like an appointment. So you're not deciding, you're just turning up, getting it done. This is why I talk about getting your workouts in schedule. I've just got something on my hat there. There we go. This is why I'm always talking about getting those workouts in the schedule, because it just takes the decisions out of the way and it's already there. It's input, like a meeting. You know what you're eating tomorrow as well. So this is a big one. A lot of people get overwhelmed because they think they need to plan Monday to Friday with their food. You don't. You just need to plan tomorrow. Plan the next day. So for example, today, I'm filming this on a Sunday. What I'm going to do is plan food for tomorrow. So I know what I'm having for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. I know what snacks I'm having in between, and I leave myself a little bit of room for something if I fancy it in the evening, you know, something like that. So you're not stood in the kitchen, 6 p.m, freestyling, and then ordering a Chinese takeaway, okay? So again, it's just a little bit of a system. It's not like I'm not turning you into robots. I'm just giving you structure and systems. It reduces stress and it helps you not have to make decisions on the spot when you're feeling tired and hungry and stressed out, okay? And you've got a step target as well. So get your step target in. It's not for debate. Just get those steps in. If you've got a 10,000 target, just don't even think about it. Just focus on getting as many steps in as you can and try and hit that 10, okay? You made calls when you were calm, okay? This is what I'm talking about with systems. You make those calls when you're in a good place, when your headspace is right. The tired version of you will always allow for the discrepancies, allow for talking yourself out of it, and it just follows the instructions that your brain is telling it, right? So we need to get these systems in place. So get everything in place on a Sunday evening for Monday, and then just let Monday do its thing because it's already in there. It's systemized. You just follow that, okay? This will lower your stress massively as well. You would not believe the amount of issues people have through stress and what stress does to the body, what it does to the mind, what it does to your decision making. So people push back on this because structure sounds like more work. It's the opposite. Yes, it might be a little bit of, I say graft. It's not even graft. It's 5 minutes on the night before, just planning what you're going to do. It's not graft, is it? So trust me, if you can get this done and just make a routine of it, I sit in bed on my phone, on my notes, I write down what I'm doing for the next day. It takes me 5 minutes, guys, all right? Every decision you leave open is sat in your head all day, taking up that space. What am I having for tea? When am I going to train? Should I go tonight? Should I leave it? All of these things, right, is just absolutely exhausting for you and your mentality and your mindset. And it's a big reason why you get to 6 p.m. and there's nothing left in the tank, because these things are running through your head all day. Get systems in place, it takes that away. You decide up front, that stress is gone. Structure is not a prison, it's what stops you carrying the whole day in your head and leaving you absolutely cream crackered, okay? And like I said before, it's not about scheduling the whole week and planning everything, because that will go to shit at some point. That week's not going to go perfectly to plan, but we can plan one day at a time, and you can almost have a contingency plan when it's one day at a time, because it makes it bite-sized chunks. I remember when I was studying for my GCSEs, yeah, back in the day, and they used to do it in like a bite-sized chunks model thing at the time, and it was just like breaking things down into smaller pieces so you can actually digest them, and it just makes loads more sense. And it's the same with this. Take it day by day. Plan what you're doing for tomorrow. What you're eating tomorrow, when are you training for tomorrow, how many steps you're doing tomorrow, what's your non-negotiable for tomorrow, okay? Get those in, okay? It just takes a couple of minutes and the whole system is this. Just having that in place, that bit of structure, write it down as well, whether it's in your phone, in your notes, whether you write down pen and paper, wherever you save it, whatever the situation is. And I'm not asking you to plan a month, because that is just bloody overwhelming. Just do it day by day and you will feel so much better for it. Do Monday, tick it off when you've completed everything, go to the next day. If you didn't complete everything, don't panic. The next day you aim to complete everything, okay? And this is how we do it, with a kind of rational thought process without getting too worried about things. So this is why the night before matters so much, okay? The night before, we're generally quite calm. So you can see it clearly. You can plan it methodically. Tomorrow at 6 p.m, you will not be that person and you'll make a worse call. So if you have things in place and you write it down the night before, it's just a game changer, because your brain is actually fairly clear. You know, you've had a little bit of downtime, I would imagine, even if you've got a chaotic life, a little bit of downtime, not watching bloody TV and some sinister stuff on Netflix or Love Island or whatever. You're actually just going to sit there for 5 minutes and think about tomorrow. So let tonight's version of you make the decisions that tomorrow's version can just crack on, systemize, and get on with things. So you're basically leaving instructions for somebody who's had a day harder than you have, okay? So that's what we're looking to do. We want to leave instructions for the next day. Lay your gym kit out by your bed, ready to go. This is what I do. I'll talk you through what I do every single day, right? The night before I go to bed, I write down what I'm doing for the next day, but I'll also put my supplements out on the side in a little jar. I've got them all sorted out into a little jar. There's like omega-3s, vitamin D3, that kind of thing. I've got a hydration drink on the side ready to go. It's in the fridge, boom, ready to go. I've got a bottle of water, this one right here. It's absolutely bloody massive, by my bed. As soon as I wake up, I drink pretty much the whole thing. It's a litre, you know, pretty much the whole thing. I'm instantly awake. There's just 3 things there that I mentioned as well. My gym clothes are laid out on the side, so I just get changed into them as soon as I wake up. So there's a few things, can't remember how many there was, that I just do on autopilot, and that's like, wow, it's taken care of. And then I start work, a certain time I'll go to the gym, job's done. Like before like 9 a.m, most of my stuff's done. Now I appreciate not everyone's life is like mine, but what I'm getting at is you can literally systemize what you're doing in the morning and make it autopilot. It's something that my wife used to laugh at me when we first got together, but now she does it every single day. And I'm like, well, what did I tell you? So really important we get this done, okay, because it just makes life easier. I don't really think about food in the day. I don't think about my supplements. I don't think about my hydration, because a lot of it's just taken care of with the systems that I built. So what changes with all of this? But it stops being a fight every single day, first and foremost. And remember what I always say, you don't rise to the level of your motivation, you fall to the level of your systems, don't you? So if you get the system right, you don't fall very far. You know, it's not a catastrophe, and it becomes normal. You know, day after day, it becomes normal. It becomes who you are over time. And you're not the person talking yourself out of it anymore. You're just the person who does stuff on autopilot, doesn't even think about it, doesn't worry about it at all, okay? So, action task from this masterclass this week. Every night this week, 2 minutes before bed, write 3 things down. Tomorrow's food, tomorrow's training, and tomorrow's non-negotiable. You can put a step target in there as well if you want. Pen and paper, notes app, doesn't really matter. Do it every night this coming week. So these are coming out on Sunday now. Do it every night this coming week. Message me on Friday, let me know how it's gone. Okay, did you hit them? Did you feel much better that week? Was it more systemized, structured? Were you less stressed? All these different things, okay? But you don't need more discipline. You just need fewer decisions to make. And take those decisions off the table, boom, it can literally revolutionize what you're doing every single day, all right? So any questions about this, guys, give me a shout. But this is an important one. And when I'm telling you about my systems there, that's not me trying to flex and say, oh, this is awesome, I've done it. It took me time to do it, but I tell you what, I do not stress about stuff and I do not overthink stuff and overcomplicate it. Keep it simple, systems, boom. Have a good one, guys, and I'll speak to you all really soon.